Max Day. It's Air Max Day. Come on, guys. Thanks for coming out. Really, really appreciate it. It is the 28th birthday of Air Max. So, you know, it's been around for quite some time. This year, 2014 was so successful. 2015 really had to level up the game a bit. So Nike brought out the Air Max Zero feature here. It was really interesting storytelling around that. So we wanted to bring you guys out tonight to talk a little bit about that with some of the folks who made it all possible. So people around the world have been celebrating for the last 24 hours, starting in Melbourne and working around the world. And we're ending it here tonight in Los Angeles. So this is the final event, and we're doing it with two of the guys who made all this possible. So without further ado, Tinker Hatfield, VP of Creative Concepts, and the guy who came up with the Air Max 1, and actually the origin sketch for Air Max Zero, and Graham McMillan, who's the design director at Nike, who brought the Air Max Zero to life.
Nice.
So, So, Tinker, kick things off. I figured the original sketch, or a photocopy of the original sketch. And let's talk a little bit about the inspiration. I guess the time at Nike was about 1985. You came on as a shoe
Way before you were born.
You came on as a footwear designer, and you know, you wanted to do some big things. There were some big tasks there. So, talk about the brief or lack thereof, and kind of what was the original thinking behind this little sketch.
Oh, that's a great question. I guess you could say that I started at Nike as a corporate architect and really wasn't a shoe designer per se. But about 4.5 years into my career at Nike, I think some people thought I could do shoes, and so I started designing shoes. But I was working off of some marketing briefs, and I didn't think the first couple of shoes that I had done were all that great, so I just decided to make up my own idea for a new running shoe, and that's the drawing. It's roughly 30 years old, and that's one of my first ever shoe design drawings. And the reason I did this drawing was that I felt like there was a missed opportunity at Nike. Nike was already making airbags. We were designing air cushioning and talking about it in the media, but no one ever saw one, or no one could ever touch one, or no one could. I think a lot of people maybe didn't have a strong understanding of what airbags were and what they could do. So my big idea was, why don't we design the shoe? Why don't I said to myself, why don't I just sketch up a shoe that basically exposes the airbag? And in the process, I got a little carried away and did a shoe that Nike was uncomfortable with, not just building, but they didn't think they could sell that shoe. So I redesigned the upper base, but really sort of kept the midsole like it. So that's what that drawing is. There's actually, if you look around the floor, there's several other drawings from that same presentation. And there's a blue one, and there's a black one, and then there's a yellow one. And essentially it was just me looking at an opportunity that would be good for Nike.
So then this sketch goes away in the vault for a while.
Passed away.
Gets buried away. And then Graham and his team are you know, sort of looking for what to do to create something new for Air Max, to create something new for Air Max lovers. So Graham, I'll talk about the discovery process of this particular sketch and sort of what came happen.
Yeah, so basically Nike has a rich heritage in innovation. We've made some of the most innovative performance products since the 70s, and designers a lot of the time, we like to go to the archives and just revisit ideas that have come out in the past, get inspiration, see what's come before, learn from those ideas, build on them. There's like an online version of the archives, and I spent a lot of time on there just digging through stuff and looking for inspiration. I had seen this sketch. It was part of a collection of sketches related to Air Max, and I didn't know much about it. I just assumed it was one of the designs that was just discarded. And some other people in sportswear had also been aware of the sketch. And we were trying to think of something we could do to celebrate Air Max Day 2015, since Air Max Day 2014 was such a success, and we needed to really do something that no one would expect. So the idea was to take this sketch and build it in the way that it was meant to be built. I know that some of the early, from the beginning we had Tinker involved. Some people were talking with him about, like, tell us a story about the sketch. We met as a team with him, and he walked us through the design and basically set in motion the almost like the construction brief of how to build this shoe.